Welcome to a 1v1 on Kholodny Ferma. This game is going to be so absurd as U.S. forces in the east versus Hajas playing with his call-ins only strategy. Oster in the west already fielded two squads of assault grenadiers. This is pretty much, man, I think this might be the third replay I've seen him do this, if I can remember. He really likes going call-ins only. So, looks like we're going to see pretty aggressive maneuvers here by the American player at the beginning. He's also chosen a 0 CP commander, going with Rifle Company. Vet Rifleman hitting the battlefield first. This aggressive opening from him may be difficult to maintain. Assault Grenadiers shouldn't have too much trouble getting Riflemen out of this building if they can field appropriate numbers, but that initial push certainly didn't work, just walking straight up to that building with only one squad. These two squads not available to support. This one already idling, needs to keep that one moving there in the north. There will be an engagement for the south. Goes to the Assault Grenadiers. And the engagement for the north goes to the Assault Grenadiers. So, aggressive opening by the U.S. Forces player will cut off all of the Oster resources here as he rotates away from the house to take control of the cutoffs.
The enemy has driven a wedge in our lines.
And Assault Grenadiers here will be pushed away by this engagement. Riflemen hitting Vet 2, and another elite Rifleman squad has been fielded to try and get back control of the south. Oster is completely cut off from all resources here, while the American player takes both cutoffs. Cutoffs on this map leave you with only 2 strategic points in the west base.
The capture point is being overrun. Our supply line just got cut off.
And there goes that Assault Grenadier squad, still cut off. Couldn't seem to get control of his cutoffs back. Rifleman moved back to put pressure on this area again. Hajas kind of feeling a little bit boxed into his base right now. Normally he at some point goes with an aggressive command post placement. Doesn't seem like he's gonna be able to manage that though. Having gone Rifle Company, I'm not sure what Soabsurd's officer choice is going to be. There it is. Lieutenant. Lieutenant is in production. He doesn't have any fuel of his own, really, having gone just for the cutoffs. Keeping it as low resources as possible for both players for quite some time. Lieutenant is in production. He's going to probably go M20 to AA half-track or something. I don't know what that squad is doing. Just walked right into the base bunker and got forced away by that blob, which is going to make it very hard for him to hold this position with now only one rifle squad instead of waiting in green cover. He just walked into his opponent's base. That squad's got to retreat. Gonna take a ton of damage if he doesn't retreat north. Fortunately, he does. And he should be able to get away. This is kind of similar to OMG Pop's build. Rifle Company into Lieutenant M20, so I assume M20. If it goes M20 AA half track, it'll pretty much be OMG Pop's build. And style, going straight for the cutoffs rather than working on resource income of your own. So we might have Starcross Cup viewer or Starcross Kings viewer right here trying to emulate OMG Pop's style, and this game is just proof that that strategy is harder than it looks. He makes it look easy, but it is quite difficult. It is quite difficult to maintain full cutoff control for any extended amount of time. He's been pushed back now by just massed assault grenadiers. Kind of a late vehicle though, 6.5 minutes in, and that's because of his decision to go with 5 riflemen instead of just 4. Probably going to be going for a vehicle next. OMG Pop also does not reinforce his squads this early. He will send wounded squads to go capture territory, worry about reinforcing them later, so that he has the manpower he needs to field vehicles. So that's a pretty important nuance to notice when watching his games. Very important.
We're losing a capture point.
This blob of stuff making its way towards this rifle squad, trying to chase it down. Can't seem to close the distance. Riflemen trying to fire at them as they cross red cover, but superior numbers is going to win this engagement for Hajas regardless of tactics employed. These two squads not moving. Ridiculously late retreat on that rifle squad. I can't believe it's gonna get away alive. Pretty lucky. Full retreat there. Two squads going to retreat here from the center. Assault Grenadiers need to take control of this area in the north. Assault Grenadiers closing in on Riflemen here in the south. Get a couple kills. Still no vehicle from Soabsurd. I can't believe he went with a 50 cal. That is a very strange decision. Up against only Assault Grenadiers. Pretty much the only reason this strategy is having any success at all is because he has gone with infantry-based counters to Assault Grenadier spam instead of a vehicle. Assault Grenadiers have no anti-vehicle utility at all. Of course, now that flamethrowers are being upgraded on Riflemen, it's probably just a matter of time until Hajas gets completely shut down, unless he can make some really huge plays with the Panzer Grenadiers and Stug E's that he's probably going to transition into next. Rear echelon troops moving to take control of some areas there in the south. These riflemen are going to retreat away from the center as well. Couple squads reinforcing here in the American base, and he's researching bazookas, which I guess is a logical counter to this vehicle, but it's kind of overzealous to equip your riflemen with bazookas when you're just, it's really, you could take this out with just anti-tank rifle grenades and small arms fire. Or any light vehicle. Even an M20 would be a serious threat. Hajas is about to take full map control away from the American player, who's really struggling to handle this strategy effectively. Panzer Grenadiers will pull away from the American base. That's way too much for that thing to take on alone. Gonna move to round up the lieutenant instead. Should be able to do that easily enough. And there they go. Bazooka squad is moving solo to counter, which is actually almost kind of dangerous. They've only got one bazooka. It's already somewhat damaged, though. They'll probably be fine. Unless the bazooka misses. I feel like Hajas could probably have just gone into point-blank range right there and killed them. I don't know why he's being so slow to pull back to safety. There he goes.
You dopes, listen up. Infantry!
Assault Grenadiers moving into close range on these riflemen. They are in red cover themselves, but they've closed the gap and will win that engagement. Riflemen forced to retreat. This squad of riflemen with their bazookas will stand no chance unless they get a lucky snipe. The squad of riflemen probably going to get rounded up soon. He's not even monitoring that engagement. My God. Full squad of riflemen wiped. And a captain is in production. Alright, assault grenades being tossed here. Turns the engagement in favor of those assault grenadiers. They're going to close in and try and wipe the squad. He's just going to retreat over here. Assault grenadiers take too much damage on the approach and will probably lose that engagement. But here comes the Stug E. Potentially going to win the game with this unit. He has gone captain and he has research bazookas though, so that helps. And he's not monitoring an engagement in the north, actually, so... Squad wipe.
Our brave infantry is dying. Assault guns standing by.
So that's a small win for the American player, who, having almost no map control, is on the back foot. It's going to struggle to deal with Stug, but I don't know. Big hit initially, probably going to wipe that squad. Needs to be mindful of the captain though. Switches targets. Wow! Might just wipe the captain, honestly. Bazooka connects, he is in green cover, he might survive a few more shots. Unless he leaves his position in cover. Cover just got destroyed, so I don't even know. Stug does not chase and continue fighting. Wow. He basically just needs an AT gun. This is not going to work. Either an AT gun or hugely overwhelming numbers, and he needs to fully commit to the engagement rather than just kind of slowly poking at it from range with one bazooka at a time. Here we go. Captain brought to bear, rifle squad there brought to bear. That one does go down, extended for just a little bit too long. And this one is just going to keep up the pressure while Hajas continues to work the map. Panzer Grenadiers upgraded with Panzer Shreks making their way towards the base. Flamethrower putting pressure on the 50 cal in this shed. Looks like it's going to win the engagement unless they get pinned. It's kind of hard to tell. Another squad wipe right there. Although he did hand Panzer Shrek to his opponent. And there's another wipe. So many wipes. A Steward is on the field. That's an interesting choice. That'll probably kill that Stug. It's sufficiently low health if he goes in on it. 50 cal in the building, taken out. Assault Grenadiers trading territory with the lieutenant there in the north. Fighting position will defend this, I guess. I don't know what that is worth. Not much. Pyos taking the cutoff are going to repair that Stug. And
Send your orders.
the Steward is moving to engage.
Our supply line is cut. Germans are making a push.
I don't even know who's going to win this engagement. He used target weak point, but it didn't work. It hit the wall. So the Steward will emerge victorious. Not even using shell shock. Apparently not necessary.
Get your men covering the approach. Enemy infantry, counter assault. Area secured. That was orders. Listen up. We lost an infantry unit. They got wiped out. Area secured. Orders. We're losing a capture point.
Assault Grenadiers closing in on those riflemen, but they're taking heavy bleed from the Steward here. Still, the American player has only 3 squads remaining. Hajas still has a pretty healthy infantry corps. If you could probably just keep spamming Stuggies, honestly, probably win just doing that.
We got a rifle squad waiting for orders. We're at 200 points. Standing by.
Assault Grenadiers being chased away. There in the north, fresh squad. Oh no, this is the original Panzer Shrek squad. They dropped one of their Shreks, so they've only got one left right now. Taking fire from that cute little Panzer. I've never heard them say that before. That's hilarious. Wow. Oh, they rebought one of their original Panzer Shreks for 60 munitions. I forgot that they could do that. Nice. Continues the chase. Rifleman taking control of this stuff back here in the bottom. I can't believe that with 3 units remaining, the American player is actually even remotely still in this game. Apparently that's Stewart. Stewart's doing good work. These 2 squads will be forced to retreat by Stewart simply kiting. And Riflemen have taken control of the south, but don't have this fuel point yet. We've got an AT gun fielded. Both of these units could do some backcapping. This Panzerschreck right outside the American base needs to be recovered. And it will be by those rear echelons.
Orders incoming! Krauts are taking one of our points. Got a flamethrower on us! Target secure. Fire! Hit him before he can push up! Stand ready!
Just sprints into close range and kills Rifleman, just not paying attention. There goes another full squad. Jeez. Flamethrower engaging Rifleman here in the south. Might win the engagement, I don't even know. And there they go.
Armor ready. Yes?
These 2 squads making their way to the front lines. Stewart just hanging out there in the north. A couple squads reinforcing here in the base. It looks like Hajas is going to save for a Tiger. I really do think if he had just made Stuggies for the entire rest of the game, he would have won. Or he could have teched. He had a lot of options. He pretty much had the game in the bag. I mean, he's kind of giving the American an unusual amount of room for a comeback here. Of course, I think this might be the first time he's made a tech structure and actually made units that are not call-ins. Light artillery being dropped somewhere. I don't even know where that's falling. Oh, it's falling on a Stewart. Dropped a light artillery barrage on a Stewart and killed it. Wow. So absurd, please. You should not be losing light tanks to light artillery. Pretty good value out of that, I guess. Fighting position, that value fighting position. It would be so easy to destroy that too, just like walk over here and Panzerschrecks. There's not really anything to support or defend it. Panzer Grenadiers have better things to do with their time though. Like take control of this fuel point, I guess. Fuel cache going up right there. Okay, apparently he doesn't feel that he needs to spend his manpower on things that are not fuel caches, despite his horrible situation.
There's a major reporting for action. The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points. The Germans just cut off our supply line.
He didn't need that Panzerschreck anyway. Fuck that Panzerschreck. Suicided it into some Panzer Grenadiers for no reason and then dropped white phosphorus, which was easily dodged.
Squad, get ready. Friendly's down to 100 points. I say again, allies at 100 points. Reinforcements in. Welcome to the death. Our riflemen will now
Riflemen trying to slow the victory point drain here in the north. This bazooka wounded squad walking straight for the center VP is going to get cleaned up by these 2 squads. Please retreat. No, an engagement is lost before you fall down. Oh my god. That anti-tank gun shot just popped the flamethrower. That makes so much sense it hurts. Man, Panzer Grenadiers say some funny shit.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Riflemen working on the center point again. This time they have Panzer Grenadiers in their retreat path. Incredibly late retreat. Probably gonna die.
We are losing a sector.
Tiger on the field, finally. This is probably going to be the unit that seals the game. We can only assume. Making its way to the front lines. American player is on basically no units. 69 points remaining and the clock is ticking against him. Riflemen working the south, Panzer Grenadiers working the north. Tiger actually manages to fall down to half health just to a single American anti-tank gun, and now he's going to rotate to destroy this fighting position and kill that rifle squad. I mean, it doesn't matter, whatever, the game's over. Basically, moral of the story is, I don't know what the American player was thinking not getting a light vehicle out of his lieutenant tier and going with a 50 cal against assault grenadier spam. I know Hajas likes his call-ins only strategy, but if I'm being completely honest, I don't think it's even possible to make this strategy work against somebody who has any idea what they're doing and doesn't leave their tank sitting AFK under an artillery barrage. I mean, look how much difficulty he had with one Stuart, because he refuses to make anti-tank guns. Well, okay, there's one, but just saying, it's pretty rough. GG's being exchanged, that's the game. American player failed horribly against the assault grenadier spam. There they go. And the victory points have ticked down. So lots of room for improvement from both players this game. Questionable build decisions, lots of missed micro. I think there's lots to be learned, so GG. Axis wins.